Welcome back to another episode of Working Class on DeerCast. I think this is episode 83. I think 83 would be after 82, if everything falls in line there. And this is kind of like part two. Not really part two, but now Cody's in the hot seat.
I'm in the hot seat.
And Brian is like my co-host.
Let's do this.
So here we get you in closer.
There we go.
So you guys are here. Thank you again for driving the long haul and making it out to the, we don't have a name for our studio. We just call it the WCB studio. So
great to be here. Great studio. Great, spot. Just, nice little drive. Nothing.
Yeah.
10 hours or whatever.
Nah.
For me, it ain't nothing. Not anymore. So yeah.
Yeah. It's all good.
It's good to be here. I'd rather do this in person than.
It's way better.
It's way. Yeah. You can read each other. And
it just
stuff
brings
like
a better, like, we're face to face. Like the hunting conversation's better. And then like we get to hang out before and after.
Yeah.
It's not like, okay, bye on a Zoom call. See you next, you know what I mean? Or just, we get to hang out a little bit like the Iowa Classic. We all hang out.
A little bit there.
And do our thing. I won't give away like our location, but we get to hang out and chat there and have our fun talk. But this is just like how it should be.
Exactly.
Perfect. One thing, like, this seems like a common reoccurring question I get. And I'm sure you guys think about it too, being on the video side, but everyone's always like, what's next in podcasting? Or like, what's podcasting's going to go away is like something I hear often. And I don't think it ever will, because like people are always going to consume content. Like people are always going to want to watch hunting, it's how they're watching it, but I don't ever see it going away. And like podcasting is a radio show, but an honest format. So it's kind of nice. Like neither one of us is going to jump on our phone and scroll Instagram while we're having this conversation.
You're being engaged, focused, and intentional of what we're talking about.
That's right. But like, besides hunting camp, which you still can be distracted by your phone with your buddies, like it's kind of rare that we sit down at a table and it's like, hey, look, we're going to have a conversation and talk about hunting, like how we kind of are now in podcasts, or really any podcast.
Yeah.
100% focused,
Yeah.
Yeah, it's fun. Awkward a little, maybe, like at first, or like, if you're not used to the platform, but it's like we've been doing this long enough. We're just having a conversation.
Hey, let's talk like buddies, but by the way, here's this mic right here.
Yeah, here's this mic. And
no cheat.
Cody.
Hey, I'm on the hot seat.
You're in the hot seat.
First podcast. So.
Is this ever?
Ever. Yeah.
I didn't know that.
Yeah.
Wow. All right.
I'm a rookie.
I'll put you on my list.
Yeah, there you go.
My list of what.
Got the notch.
Yeah. All right. Well, hey, let's talk about this. So on part one, or I guess whatever we want to call it, we kind of closed out like, you can find us on Critical Mass, Drury Outdoors Critical Mass. And I know a lot of people know what Critical Mass is, but if they don't know what Critical Mass is, what is Critical Mass?
Well, Critical Mass is kind of a offshoot of Dream Season. It just has average people going out hunting throughout the United States and Canada, and just average people, blue collar workers, going out filming their hunts. Nothing professional, just fun.
It's Drury's WCB video format,
it's
hunting fat
working class guy.
I really like how it's the timestamp format where it's not like one hunts in September, the next hunts in December. It shows the cast through the season, kind of like the old Whitetail Madness DVDs.
Yes, dude. Talk about classics. Like, do you guys ever think about that? Like, you guys are a part of this Drury legacy now. Like, it might not seem like it to you guys now, and I know we're like kind of in a little different age of, we're close to the same age. Like, when you grew up, like you lived off those DVDs. Like you damn near burn them out. Like you just watch them over and over.
It's still surreal, being your hunt, your footage that you produce is on Drury Outdoors. Like
it's pretty cool.
You never thought of that growing up, like
right.
I never did, like I just filmed because I like showing my parents because they don't go out anymore. Just showing them the footage. But now you see it on TV or you see it on the YouTube channel. It's like, wow.
Well, the way I look at it too is like, I watched Drury Outdoors when I was a kid.
Yeah.
And of course there's Mark and Terry and like, the core. And then like, you guys are the core though. Like I watched them guys. And then if I would have seen any of the other dudes name them growing up, like from Dream Season or whatever, I would have been like, holy shit. That's so, you know what I mean? Like I looked up to those guys on Drury, and I'm sure there's kids that watch it like we did.
Yeah.
That might look at you guys the same way. as like an inspiration or a motivation to film their hunts or do whatever,
Yeah,
you know?
yeah. There's a few that like, hey, I got to go hunt with a Drury Outdoor guy. Like
it's cool.
It's cool for them. We're like I'm small fish, in the whole Drury Outdoor deal, but it's like it's still you're associated with it.
Yeah,
but it's such a great brand, respected in the industry. So you take a young youth out there, like that makes their day. They're the talk of the high school. Like, hey. I'm king guy.
Right. Well, Drury is king of whitetails, man.
Yeah.
Like I don't care how you slice it, they are like just like the stuff they've innovated, like the style of their shows and the format of the shows. It's like
the learning you learn from it.
Yep.
Shows. So, I can incorporate this on my property. How to do this. It's just it's the learning process.
Dude, back in the day, my dad, I remember, got a camera. I was young. Oh shit, I don't know how young I was. But I remember my dad doing like the biologic style, like almost like a vlog series my dad was doing back in the day. And I don't know if those are still floating around somewhere. It was all on high 8 tape. And I got to see if I can find it. I would kill if I could recover that footage, but I'm sure it's somewhere on a high 8 tape somewhere. Or my dad looked back on it, got embarrassed and deleted it. But I'll have to go through and see. I need a way to like view high 8 tapes. I don't know.
I don't know how
way to do it.
That reminds me. They used to show just some random guy, and that's the thing I love about Drury Outdoors is it's not about just them. It's about this community.
Yeah.
I remember they showed, it was around that time, they showed, it was one guy who shot a deer off a corner of a biologic food plot. It was getting dark that night, and it was just some random guy with a video recorder, and they showed that on one of their DVDs. I thought it was the coolest thing ever.
Yeah.
Wasn't a pro staff member, just a normal average Joe like
just
anybody else. And that's kind of, to me, one of the neat things is more about the deer
exactly
and more about the education than it is about the person. The ego per se.
Yeah.
For sure. Yeah. It's always better when it's about like what you're pursuing or like the strategy of what you're pursuing.
Yeah.
But I like the people too. You know what I mean? I think it's cool to like add like not always. Sometimes the guy can suck, but like the person makes the hunt sometimes too. The person to the strategy to the animal. I guess like the equation of it can be good.
Yeah.
And that's what people get when they watch you guys,
Yeah.
I think.
Yeah. Be authentic and see, like I'm an average Joe blue collar mechanic.
Yeah.
Worked in an independent shop, grew up.
What are you mechanicing on?
Anything from small engines to big diesel trucks to equipment. But I grew up drilling water wells in Nebraska.
Oh, no kidding.
So hard manual labor, trenching, water lines in, all that. Then my dad basically said, don't do this. Go find something else. Yeah. So then I wasn't sure what I was going to do. And ended up going to mechanic school, worked at an independent mechanic shop for a long time. And then the owner he passed away when in mid-30s, whatever. Mm-hmm. So then I ran the shop for a little bit, then went to a dealership and hated it there. And then
now you have the best job ever.
Now I have the best job ever. I got a position in the state of Nebraska Department of Roads.
Oh, really?
So mechanic there. So now I'm getting comp time and vacation time. So I got all the time in the world to hunt and a great boss to lets me go or basically forces me to go once in a while to go hunt.
Shout out to your boss. Let's give him some credit and make sure he hears this. Cut this clip.
Yes. Yeah. Tony's a good boss. Tony and Gary.
Shout out to Tony and Gary.
Yep.
Yeah.
When you guys are so busy during the summer that when it comes to the falls before snowplow season.
Yeah, when snow flies, I'm pretty much tied to the shop.
I bet.
This season was kind of a stressful year for that. We had a bad storm, so like late season, usually when I do my doe management on the properties I can hunt. Well, it was snowing, so I worked for a month straight. That, but
it's
you got
give and take
deal.
Yeah.
Right.
Hey, all right. I want to transition a little bit.
All right.
I want to talk and. I don't know if you'd ever get asked this on a podcast, but I want to talk, and I don't know if I've ever asked a question like this. I want to talk about your Facebook cover photo. You remember what it is?
I'll
pull it up.
The shot.
Yeah.
That was the buck this year I killed.
That was this year.
Yeah. So it'll be on Critical Mass this
talk about
season.
What the photo is. I want you to explain it in your words.
Well, the photo of this buck that I didn't know who it was. Ended up named him Stranger. It's coming into a decoy, and I took the tactics that Forrest and Terry do is put a actual shoulder mount on the decoy.
Yeah.
And I had some good MRI of a buck I was going after of K10 that was coming through that area. And I was like, told Brian and told my cousin Keelan that I'm going to kill that buck. Well, it didn't end up that way, but this buck comes in and I had a Tacticam. I love Tacticams. Like,
Yeah.
when we're together, we had like 14 Tacticams rolling because we want all the different angles. But I think that morning, I was actually 2 Tacticams short because I forgot about the previous hunt that night. But I put the Tacticams on the decoy there, and the shot the Tacticam got the shot just perfect. The arrow mid-flight, like the frame before that when he slowed it down, you can see the arrow mid-flight, and then the next one's in him, and then the next one's out of him.
That's pretty badass.
It was pretty epic. Like
did you buy a lottery ticket?
I did not. And the funny thing is, like that morning, it's like, all right, I don't want to put up the cameras because like I want to get in and
just get in there.
Just kind of it was end of October 30th, and all right, I've been hunting pretty hard lately, so I actually didn't want to set anything up.
You were going to slack.
I was going to slack, but that slackness, turned out to be.
That's when it happens. Is when you slack
So
and then you kill.
Like, all right. And that camera angle, I was like, before I climbed up the stand, I tweaked it just a little bit, and just that little half-inch of tweaking it, if that,
Okay, so
pay the deal.
I got a lot of questions now about this. So
right.
I didn't realize it was a Tacticam. I thought it was like a trail cam photo, like this is the way it's kind of cropped, you know?
Yeah.
And I'm sure you just cropped it for your cover photo. But,
exactly.
when I looked at it, I'm like, whoa, that's badass. So how did you attach the camera to the decoy is my first question. Like, how is it just balanced on there?
No, I drill a hole through the decoy body and put a 1/4-inch bolt here on.
Oh, just to thread it on.
And just thread it on with the mount that it comes with.
Okay.
And then you can angle it. So I got like one on its back, couple on its legs, so you have a different angle. Like there's like 4 different
bionic.
Yeah, there's like 4 or 5 different like spots I could put a Tacticam on, to get that, because and I want to get them to destroy this decoy. And this buck that came in, like, it was a perfect morning. I'm on the high point of the property, just off an ag field of the neighbors. And it's like anything in the valley by the river is going to see it, and anything that's going to try to come up the top is going to see it. And this buck did it. It's basically like a turkey hunt. When those turkeys, see the decoy, they're coming in. He was on a shoestring.
Okay, badass. All right, next question and then I have another decoying question.
Yeah.
How do you turn the and I just got Tacticams, like I said in the last episode.
Nope.
And not a sponsor. How do you turn them on?
Remote.
It's all remote.
Yep, they have I'm running the 5.0s, and they have the remote.
Is it on your phone, or is it like its own remote?
Own separate remote. You just program your Tacticam cameras to where you got it, and I label them, and when I hooked them up there, so they're in order, so I know one's going to turn on first, two's going to down the line, so
Do they chain off each other or something?
I don't know exactly how they do it, but I don't think they chain off each other. But just hit the button and they'll turn on. So I number them. So I want one. This is going to be my best shot. Like I want it on first. And stuff like that. But that remote by Tacticam has changed the world. For me.
Okay.
Started out with the Garmin Verbs, and then GoPro, and then the app on that. But the Tacticams, like
you should. This is probably underappreciated, but you should tell them, like, you're not just throwing a Tacticam willy-nilly on a decoy. Like, how do you set it up to get the perfect shot?
Well, you go, like, it takes a lot of time to set up cameras, to get that shot. So
especially 15 of them.
Yeah. you put it on, okay, kind of idea where the deer are going to come. Then you get on the app, adjust the camera where you want it, so that when it's
you can see how it's looking.
How it's looking. So you might spend 10 minutes down on the ground when you should be up in that stand. It's scent control. It's hard. It's high risk, but higher reward.
I got you. Yeah. Okay.
And that's what I'm going for. Like I have failed so many times. Trying to wait to get that perfect shot. Well, this deer's 2 foot from my one camera. Well, not shooting him.
Yeah. Oh, dude, that's like the work, but like. Also the creativity, man. That's like going to be such a cool hunt to watch.
Yeah, and so that's what I'm trying to go for. You put all that hard work in. Yeah. And all the different angles and stuff, and then you've tried to not get the kill shot on on film, like, why did you do all that if you don't get to the last step?
Right.
You know?
That's cool,
The
man.
hunt we'll all remember.
Yeah, I'm gonna have some like.
I'm stoked for that.
My junkie kill is one of my best ones with, you know.
Your junkie kill.
Yeah, that's been like 2018.
Couple years. It's your first hunt on Drury Outdoors.
First hunt on critical mass.
Oh, cool.
And I missed a buck. I called gate 8 like at 2:30 in the afternoon. It was like November 6th. Yeah, November 6th. Missed him and was just down in the dumps because I was after the gate 8, you know, all season long. He's 4-year-old, 140-some inch deer. Not a giant, but a good deer for this area.
Yeah.
And he comes in, missed him at 20 yards.
Chip shot.
Yeah.
And I was fed up by then because I had some other encounters with them and I was about ready to quit.
Yeah, just
You
adding,
know, I mean,
it's just layering down on you. Yeah.
And the emotion was so, you know, down. And like, and I think I said it, film like, okay, calm myself down. So this buck junkie that he's been a ghost for the last 5-6 years.
Old deer.
Old deer. Yeah.
Really?
Finally showed up a couple times on camera. So I knew he could be in the area.
Yeah.
But had no clue.
Yeah.
You know, and then lo and behold, he shows up and then the dance began and
Yeah.
I won. It was an exciting hunt.
One of the coolest hunts you'll ever see with the Tacticams.
I'm sure I've watched it. Maybe I haven't.
They got
They put it on YouTube.
There's one,
Okay.
a little bit on YouTube.
And
yeah.
so-
Yeah, we'll play it here in the studio then.
Yeah, it's
He put some Tacticams down on the trail, and he had to call this deer in and grunt him in, and so the junkie's walking down this trail and the Tacticam, and then Cody had to let out a doe blunt.
so yeah,
And
Oh,
then,
he saw the Tacticam?
so
no, it heard him down
oh.
in the bottom, and then turned and went right up the hill to Cody.
Oh,
yeah,
I got you.
so where I was sitting in the tree stand, I moved in that morning. This buck junkie was up on the hillside downwind of me with a doe. And I was like, oh, I got to try it. So I grabbed the antlers, grabbed the call, started calling, and the doe breaks off, goes the other way, and he comes this way, you know, kind of towards me, but kind of away from me because I had 2 cows between some renegade cows that were left in the pasture. They were directly downwind of me. So I think they actually saved me on this hunt because I think he could have came straight across. Well, he had a circle around, and I had the elevation. So I was up, you know, 10 foot higher than what he was down in the timber. So I was like, I'm being aggressive. He's an aggressive deer. Just kept on grunting, doe bleating. And it piqued his curiosity that it forced him to come up to see where that grunt noise was coming.
Oh, yeah.
And he popped through some cedar trees, and I was like, okay, it's going to happen. So I get draw back, and he's just staring right at me. Like it was like it seemed like a half hour stare down, but it was probably like a 3-minute stare down. And then he was just staring me down, you know, and then he turns. So I'm at full draw, like, all right, he's either going to do 2 things. He's going to walk straight away, never give me a shot, or he's going to spin open and give me just a split-second shot. And thankfully, he split open, you know, gave me a shot, drilled him, and then my emotions went crazy. Like you have to check it out on YouTube.
Yeah, no,
it
we'll
is crazy. Like I cry like no other.
Oh, that's
like,
awesome. I love seeing like guys get like, because you know the heat of the moment and how heavy like that situation can be. So it's like I like when guys let loose. Now there's too much, and then there's like the right amount, you know.
Yeah.
But
I'm an emotional guy. Like
I can be too.
When like this year when I killed, every kill I do my little hyper laugh.
You get amped. It's
I
awesome.
get amped, like, you know.
Yeah.
I'm not even kill guy, you know, all the time, but you know when that moment happens, it's insane.
That's what it's about, though, man.
Authentic.
Hey, one thing I wanted to talk about too, going back to the Tacticam and the decoy. So decoying something I want to get more into, and I'm always it goes back to the water thing.
Yeah,
it's something I always think about doing, but just haven't done it. And I actually tried a decoy last year for a couple sits, and I felt like I had a pretty dynamite setup for a decoy, like in a pinch that came down to a hayfield, and deer could see it from both sides. And I had it set up kind of like quartering to me, and I felt really good about it. Just it didn't work out. I only did it a couple times. Part of the problem, I don't own my own good decoy, so I'm always bumming off my buddies. I'm always worried I'm gonna like trash their decoy, so I just get it back to them as fast as possible. How often do you decoy?
Oh, this year I tried it a lot. You know, in the past I haven't really done a lot.
Yeah.
Until this year, when I got the actual one of his old shoulder mounts, made it into it. You know, and then So
like, what motivated you to like use it more? Just getting a shoulder mount and like, oh, I'm gonna try.
I'm gonna try it. You know, I got some aggressive deer. You know, well, And then, I see Forrest and Terry utilize it quite a bit and pretty successful. Like, this is, maybe it'll work here in Nebraska. Sometimes it does, sometimes it doesn't.
Yeah.
And this situation this year, when I think that was the first set, maybe the second time I used that decoy, I knew this spot was only going to kill there with a decoy. And that's why I set up, with the live one.
So you're holding a shoulder mount out there every time?
Yeah.
He's crazy.
Jeez, man.
Yeah, I make the body, like, it's fairly easy access. So I could, like, drop the body off, and then keep
I would have, got some burlap and, like, buried it in a bush.
No.
Did you drop it off the night before?
I dropped the body off, like, the night before. And then I don't leave the mount out there because I don't want, it get tore up by the animals, whatever. But,
yeah.
But now going into this season, I want to get some more bodies so I can
hide them.
Basically hide them.
Here's something funny. I hope this guy is somehow a listener of the podcast. We hunted public in a state for antelope a couple years ago. And this guy, we were like pretty hard access to get to this public. Like, you had to like walk a long way to get to where these antelope were. This guy had a deer cart full of like 4 antelope shoulder mounts, and he'd set them all up in like a flock.
Oh yeah.
And he'd hunt. He'd go round build around. We watched this do like 3 mornings in a row, and like we're like, what the hell? Because when we first saw it, we're like, there's an antelope just standing there, and we're looking like, get the spot around.
Like what?
Oh no, it's like a legitimate taxidermy antelope. Well, what he would do, he'd put it on that deer cart and he'd roll it in. There were some grain bins. He'd roll it in under like this little overhang and just leave it there. Which I don't know if it's legal or not.
Yeah.
Yeah, he had like 4 or 5 of them.
Wow.
I know antelope hunting guys who use decoys have great luck, and they oftentimes just shoot them right in the chest.
So,
what's funny is I love antelope hunting. I wanted to go this year, but I just couldn't. I don't know. I just couldn't find a place to go last second. Anyway, but we had one of them. I don't know if like Reinhardt makes them, but they're like modular looking, and they kind of like turn a little bit. They're not, but they're like that thick. It's almost like a foam target.
Okay.
We had one of those set up, and it was me, Eric, and my dad on a ground blind just sweating our ever-loving asses off. And we're watching these decoys or these bucks chase does around or whatever throughout the round bales, kind of avoiding that guy because he wasn't in a blind. He was like leaned up against a round bale. And what happened, the wind blew our decoy, and it turned, and it must have just looked real enough that one of them bucks came over, and I watched my dad and Eric miss. It's never a close shot, you know? But anyway, decoying's always kind of fascinated me, and I think I'm going to invest in a good decoy this fall. But I'm always like touch and go with it. Like, is it scaring deer? Is it?
You got to, like, for me, I got to read my property. Every property is different. You're like, and situation, you want to put it in a tight pinch point where it scares the deer.
Yeah, they're like, oh shit, when they come around a corner.
Yeah,
right.
Like, no, we want to, on a food plot or something, or, on an open pasture. Like, I got, edge of pastures quite a bit, and then some timber and stuff like that.
The demeanor of your deer, too.
Yeah, your demeanor. Like,
got some bullies running around.
Yeah, my goal was last season was to kill a deer with a decoy. It's like succeeded with that. My next goal was to get the decoy destroyed by a buck, and we succeeded on that goal.
I love that.
Yeah, that hunt was fun.
And you knew K10 was aggressive.
I knew K10. That's why.
Why'd you call him K10?
I don't even know why.
Kicker 10, maybe. I don't know.
Kicker 10.
Sounds
no
sweet.
K10. Square body, the Chevy trucks and stuff. Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
Okay.
So yeah,
I like that.
Spoken of a true mechanic.
Yeah, right. I'm like, oh yeah, okay.
And it was 5 point and K10.
That's cool.
Had a little kicker too, so it's kind of a
you gotta start getting creative with the names.
You got to get creative, and you can't force the name.
Like, because it gets corny.
You just got to let it come to you. Like, I'll go, basically all season, sometimes, preseason, up to October, sometimes without naming a deer. Then, like, it's
got to fall into them.
It's got to,
Yeah, because so many times I'm just like, that Big 10. It's like, oh, there's what? Like, talking to my buddies, like, what? Yeah, the one I talk about, and then no. Like, okay, I'm calling this buck Flapjack or whatever. You
got to name him to keep him straight. You know?
I did have one buck. He fell right into his name. He had a broken ear, and it's just Flop, so just call him Floppy. So I'm hoping Floppy's lives.
I thought broken ear beer
I like that. Floppy. It's weird though. Like I want to know how he broke it. But two, he's that deer that was like just big enough. If you're desperate, you're like, yeah, he'll do.
Yeah.
But he was still a nice buck. Like I'd say mid high 40s.
Oh shit. Yeah.
And I think this next year, I'm hoping old Floppy gets big.
That was us last year. We had a floppy.
Yeah,
Broken ear buck.
Broken ear in western Nebraska. Right?
Yep.
Yeah.
I was wondering if they get. I want to get your guys' thought on this.
Okay.
I can't remember who I talked to. This might have been the. Damn it! I just did a WCB podcast. We talked about when you see splits in ears. I'm drawing a blank on who I was talking about it with, but my theory is bucks get in fights and their tips of their ears get smashed between their main beams.
Yep.
I think
That's what I've always thought.
Yeah.
The antler goes through them, or
Can you imagine just pinching that? Like that's got to be what it is.
that's what I always thought.
I wonder if
you
they
know?
feel that. They have to.
They have to a little bit.
But that's my theory. I don't know if you guys have a theory on it.
No, I mean that's what I always thought. You know, split ear. Like, okay, what's the obvious
He's
thing?
aggressive.
Yeah.
Aggressive fighter.
So
well,
I know I was talking to Aaron Blicey. He has a podcast called The Fall Podcast.
Yep.
Another
Yep.
great podcast. But my buck out here, we're talking about the one I showed you, the shed, and so
Yep.
I called him Battle Axe because half of his left ear was like sliced off, and my theory was that he got pinched in between two main beams. I don't know.
it's feasible. Yeah.
What else would you?
Oh yeah. What else is gonna cut
It's
it off?
not barbed wire.
No.
Well, imagine grabbing a deer's ear and then trying to cut it. It'd be hard.
Yeah.
They're tough animal.
What? Got it. Frostbite?
You know. Yeah.
I don't know.
It's got to be antlers. You know.
Gotta be.
Got to be fighting aggressive. Or,
I would think, or there's a fawn and a coyote got his ear, and
Yeah.
which is not, I mean,
yeah. I mean.
likely, but I don't know. But the decoy thing, man, it's always interests me. Like, here's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna really just do you guys proud this fall.
Good.
I'm gonna kill a deer
All right.
over a watering hole with a Tacticam clipped to the watering tank over a decoy, and I'll see if Tacticam will send me like 20 cameras, and then I'll kill one of your guys' honor.
Heck
Perfect.
yeah.
That's right.
Don't hold me to this.
Hey, just choose your kill bottle wisely.
That's right.
Right.
Yeah. What good brand of whiskey am I going to celebrate with after the kill with the kill bottle? Yeah, we'll see.
That's right.
But yeah, how proud of you would you guys
I'd
be?
be excited.
It'd be cool. I'm not saying I won't try it. I'll try it.
Try it. Do it.
But we'll see.
Well, that's my goal this year is kill one. Like when I set the Tacticams up, especially on the one plot, I got the water tank in there, so I put one down in the water tank
Really?
to get them drinking.
Like point it up. And
Yeah, point it up so it's just when they come to get a drink. Like I've got some pretty cool footage of does and fawns coming in there.
Really?
And I was gonna shoot a doe on the off the water tank there with my nephew. He loves hunting. He was
Yeah.
there. And we're having such a good evening. And some bucks are coming out, and I was like, "Says you want me to shoot a doe or do you want me to wait for the buck?" He's like, "Wait for the buck."
Yeah. Good
You know?
man. Good
You know,
man.
so we waited, and nothing big came out. A buck he named 7 Up came out and gave us a good
I
show.
love when kids name deer
Yeah,
because you can't argue with them.
Yeah, we had a great time.
It's a
you know.
decent buck too.
That's
Yeah,
awesome.
he's a decent buck. He's a young buck. He reminds me of 7-Eleven when he was that age. So he can-
Okay, Cody, we got to get into a couple questions here,
Oh,
man.
boy.
So we got to ask. We got to follow in the questions for part 2 for you.
Yep.
Your favorite whitetail sign to look for?
Well, Brian took it the first as your pinch point.
Yeah, that's
That's the cop
it's
out.
terrain
Yeah.
feature. He was a wussy about
Yeah,
it. Let's
he
be
did.
honest. But no,
All right.
he said rub and then he changed it to scrape.
Scrape, the obvious answer.
So he danced around it.
Yeah.
He danced. So I want you to answer like a confident man.
Oh boy.
So what are we saying here?
Yeah, let's see here.
Hey, you're.
The
What's your favorite
my
whitetail
favorite
sign?
whitetail sign. Oh man, I go off of scrapes a lot.
Okay.
High travel corridors, like trails. You know, it's not like really signed, but you know.
No, but that is. But it is.
The high travel trails were, finding a cross where they meet, something like that.
Mm-hmm.
You know, but
That is that's a not a common answer. Surprisingly.
really.
Like that's not something that people pick. I mean, maybe it is, but I think maybe it's just
Because they're going to be walking down trails, and
Right.
the higher corridor, the more trails in a certain area, and you're going to find them all congregated in a pinch point, so it all kind of flows together. And then on a pinch point, like on the property I'm fortunate to hunt, there's great big scrapes there, big rubs there, so it's kind of a
they're going to be in there.
Kind of all comes together.
I guess I shouldn't say that it's not talked about, but it is. But it's never like it's never the asterisk of like a rub or a scrape.
Yeah.
Like trails are just, oh yeah, there's a good trail, and then there was a rub on it. Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
It always gets trumped by another.
Yeah, it's all the
thing.
scrape. Well, he had to walk down this trail for 50 yards to the scrape that you're hunting.
I wonder if that's does the obvious get overlooked with some of this? Like, oh, you got to be super technical. Do you think?
I think so.
You do?
I keep it simple.
I don't know. I agree with you.
Keep it simple, stupid is what I always say.
Keep it simple, stupid.
Is
that keep it simple, stupid, or keep it simple, stupid?
It's whatever you want.
Is there a comma in there somewhere? Okay. I know. I like it. I agree with that because I think it's easy to get too methodical. Mm-hmm. It's fun to talk methodical. Like we can be like, all right, dude, what'd you do when you got, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
That's fun. Mm-hmm. But at a certain point, it's like I did that podcast. It was a Turkey OG series with Mark and Waddell.
Yeah.
And Waddy's kind of like, they're goats. They're pretty much goats.
Right. Yeah, I heard that one.
And I'm like, oh man, like it was such a, like he's right. But I'm not going to like kind of hurt my feelings a little bit because I'm like, no, they're not goats because goats are dumb,
right.
But
these are not.
Yeah, but you know what I mean? Like it hurt my it didn't hurt my feelings for real, but like I was like, man, we struggle to kill goats.
If they smelled that good and they were that weary, I'm sure we would.
It's funny because my coworkers, some of my coworkers that work, they always give me crap about go chasing those goats again.
Oh really?
Yeah,
they
for
do?
the deer. Yeah, like, oh, you're going goat? No,
rats of the woods. Right?
It's like
I don't know. The goat thing might be a downplay.
No.
On like the whitetail survival, because the goat don't have that.
No.
Maybe like an ibex is a goat, and some of those other, dumb argument. Okay.
Yeah.
Too methodical can be a problem. Downplaying it too much can be a problem, but keep it simple, stupid.
Yeah.
Wherever that comma lays, is probably the way to look at it.
Yeah. We overthink stuff too much.
That's fun though.
What's your strategy picking a tree?
That's a good question. Because I think about this so much.
Personally, because I do majority of my hunting when I'm filming. It's solo filming.
Yeah.
Because Brian lives 3 hours away. Family man, kids, hard to get away. Like I have time to get off. I'm single. I have comp time for work. I can get out, hunt.
Yeah.
A lot. So for me personally, when I'm solo filming, which I set up every tree for solo filming, is look for a tree, either like a V of a tree or a tree right next to me. So my camera arm, I always want my camera arm in front of me and then to the right.
Okay.
For the monitor.
Yep. So you just view it
and set it up as one dimensional because you ain't gonna shoot behind you with
yeah.
So I look for I did even deal on DeerCast about how the tree I pick.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's
every time you're in the woods, like so I just feel like I'm doing this. I did this yesterday. I was doing some mowing, and I'm like, all right, I know I want to stand. I'm just like looking, and I'm always so I'm indecisive.
Same here.
You are too.
Yeah, it's like okay, this could be a good spot. Then they throw a ladder stand. I like using a lot more muddy ladder stands and stuff like that.
Oh really?
Yeah, it's just simpler, faster, safer.
Because you're just putting it up.
You're just putting it up. You're 60.
I'm a sticks and hang on guy.
Yeah. So it's as many setups as I've got it's just
throw
easier,
them up
faster and stuff. But you set it up there like, I don't like this. Then you move and it's like I got to get a tree here,
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm always second guessing myself too. Like, all right, it's got to be in this tree, but then
I think honestly that's like my biggest fault as a hunter is like me not being able to like. I'm always second guessing myself.
Yeah.
Like during season, I'm like, all right, I'm gonna go and do it. I do a lot of hanging hunts.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. It's like where all right, I know I need to get in this area. And so I was doing a lot of early season hanging hunts last year. I was on a buck and I knew I was getting close to this buck, and I'm second guessing myself like, okay, I can go in here but if I get in 50 more yards, I'll be in perfect spot, but I don't want to bump the deer, like that stuff.
Yeah.
You know, I know there's a tree here, here, and here. Which tree am I
You
going
want to
to?
be, very aggressive and you maybe blow your hunt the right, first time, or be very aggressive and you succeed, or stay back and, fail because you go ox the trail that you should have with the, I'm kind of the same way,
I think it's probably normal for motivated hunters, but like, what's the number one thing for you that you think is like your number one fault as a bow hunter? Like, where do you like, if I could just be more confident in this or be better at this, what would make you better?
That's a good one.
That's a very good question.
Because I'm
mine would be,
I beat myself up,
Mine would be to keep my emotion under control at the time of the shot. Because if you go back,
yours is deeper into yours is into the process already. Mine's getting to that.
Yeah,
process.
mine's in because I fault of executing the shot. Like if
really?
you go back on critical mass, you'll notice like I've missed deer that I end up killing. I'll like miss
Crusher.
There you go. Crusher. I missed like 2 or 3 times.
Oh, so you're just so worked up.
Worked up, like always. I want to get back on the camera, so I'm shooting and I drop my bow arm, and then because I want to get my mind, I'm still focused on the filming aspect.
Your production brain.
I'm production exactly.
Versus you're trying to split like kill brain and production brain.
Yeah.
Ooh, that's
it's tricky.
I'm not saying I don't get worked up, but I'm not worried about filming.
I don't know how he does it. The only thing I can put my thumb on is it's really more the one-dimensional where you're prepared, you're on that trail you talked about. But in regards to getting the type of footage he does, the deer is always in full frame, is always in the Tacticams. I don't know how you do it.
I don't know either. It's tough.
Maybe just being picky.
I'm picky.
That's all right.
You know
what? Here's the thing. It sucks to miss.
It does.
But if you're getting back on them, it's making a better show.
It's a great story.
It's a great story.
Am I down about missing? Yes.
Yeah.
Do I get called out? Like, oh, you're a poor shot. Yeah, I do, but it don't affect me.
Yeah, I don't. Yeah. Hey, you're doing it.
I'm out there.
How many deer do you pass?
I pass a lot.
I mean, but literally, if you were just hunting, that you'd be able to shoot.
I've quite a few in the past years. That rust. Just didn't have the right angle for the camera was, or wasn't on enough B-roll.
Don't you have enough Tacticams just get every damn angle?
Well, you never have enough.
Sponsor this man. I think they sponsor Drury?
Yeah.
They do?
Yeah. It's not,
we were using them before that.
Yeah.
We're totally, I mean, we had all these before.
They need to be hitting you up on the side.
Yeah, we're like the OGs on the
Are you?
The second camera and
the verbs and all that.
On the ground angles.
Mm-hmm. So I'll give you a little tidbit. Like, we have no connection with Tacticam. Like, I don't have any connection either way, just for the record. Like, but when we were at our very first, so this is our third studio. And when I mean our third, this is our first real studio, if you want to be like for real about it, professionally. But my first house, when we started the podcast, we had like a closet we did it in. And we had 2 Tacticams in the corners that filmed. And I don't even remember, like, we ended up just, I don't know. We used them for a while and like something happened to them. But I don't even remember what, like, if you look at some of our very early video podcasts, it's the Tacticam stamp in the back or the bottom corner. Yeah, so it's kind of funny. But okay. I can't forget this question.
Oh boy.
What is your favorite tool within DeerCast for you to use when it comes to your hunting?
Favorite tool besides the 14-day weather.
Okay, so
I like that.
Your Brian's answer was like he used it as when not to hunt.
Yeah.
100%.
That's a great reading it
I look
backwards.
for when to hunt.
When not, well, okay. So technically it's not reading it backwards, but it kind of is. In your circumstance, when you had success over water, you read it backwards.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, you can't use that answer.
There's so many.
I know there's a lot
features on it that I love the radar. I love the weather, the rain gauge.
The rain gauge is probably big for you guys.
It is.
Well, you're not getting rain.
Yeah. Well, this year we caught some good rains now.
We're not there either. Like for me, I'm 2.5 hours away. I can check how much rain we got without being there.
Maybe we should probably talk about what rain gauge is a little bit. If you guys want to break down, or I can break it down. But
well, it's just,
if people don't know,
you go to the app and you can put down, a rain gauge in different areas. I got like 15 all around, the area. Then you just click on it, and I believe it takes the information gathered from what, like, radar, field wise, is it field wise for what all the farmers, their app use for stuff like that,
Yep.
So you get a good general idea of what's happened on your property during a rain event and stuff. So it's very helpful, like when to plan, and it kind of forecasts like what next 72 hours or whatever rain you can get. So you kind of forecast, okay, I'm going to go.
And you can see historical too.
Yeah, like historical, and see when I want to plant a food plot, or can I get up to the property? Is it going to be too muddy and stuff like that? So it saves time and money especially for like Brian, 2.5 hours away.
Yeah.
I'm an hour and a half,
Well, I think it was really neat what you did last year. You compared the drought of 2012 to last year's drought.
Yeah. 2012 was, actually last year was worse than 2012 when EHD broke out.
Oh, really?
But going back historically on the rain gauge on DeerCast, I compared 2012 July compared to last year in July, and 12 was a lot drier. We caught some rain, so I think we saved EHD from that, but we were still an exceptional drought.
Yeah. Well, I think there is so much kind of layered into DeerCast, and of course, this is Working Class on DeerCast. People are going to expect us of course we're going to talk about DeerCast, but it's the more I use it, and I'm on it daily during hunting season, like daily, like I live on it. It's where I'm at during hunting season. And even then, like mapping, especially now, like, doing, farm work or mapping, like I'm going to get ready to go in. When I go in mow, I'm going to turn on the tracking and map out all my food plots. So I'm sitting on the mower and it'll just shape my food plot exactly out. And then, there's so many tools in it, and it's like, I think it's popular now, but I think it's in the next 5 years, DeerCast is going to explode, because I think it just for that type of stuff, it takes time for people to like get into it and finally download it and finally use it.
Once you gotta use it, you're gonna love it, because
there's not a better tool for whitetails.
You got everything in one spot.
Everything.
You got mapping, you got the forecast, the 14-day forecast and the elite. And, you have all the news feed.
Dude, the wind check on
wind check.
That's dynamite.
Number one feature I use.
Yeah. Check all the time. Okay, where I'm going to be at this time.
Dude,
wind, it's calm.
It takes because you know how it is, man. We're all busy.
Yep.
Like you get on there and you're like, what stand I'm going to go to? Oh man, what's the wind? It's a west wind. You go through and you just scan for a second, just take a deep breath, let it do the thinking for you. Oh, that'll work.
Yep.
Like I just think it's so obvious it can get overlooked at times, and definitely get on there and check it out if you're not. If you're already in here listening and watching this, shout out to you. We appreciate you. So.
Yeah, it's information at your hand. You got to utilize all the information, the MRI. Be successful from.
And it's kind of like a social platform for hunters now too.
It's awesome. You interact with all the fans and supporters and stuff. And
I love it.
I love seeing all their success. Like when people post their deer kills or encounters, like heck yeah, I like that.
I gotta admit something. So what I've been doing, like probably twice a week, I'll get on DeerCast and go back and I go back a week and get caught up on everything. It's just like my rhythm with DeerCast in the off season. I get on twice a week, go back, read the write-ups and see the fan shares and all that stuff. And so it's like all the turkey content that has just been launched.
Yeah.
But I'll do it so I'll rock my son to sleep at night. And once he's snoring on me, then I'm like, all right, I'm going to do some reading. So I'll get on DeerCast and read and comment and stuff. And then my wife will text me, like, everything okay in there? Did you fall asleep? I'm like, yeah, just getting ready to lay him down. I'll be out in a second.
Guilty.
Just like use my alone time in there. Like, while I'm cuddling my son. Like,
when you were younger, did you guys read like the Outdoor Life magazines, Deer and Deer Hunting, all those? DeerCast is that too. The articles are top.
Yeah, there's great write-ups, man. Like I was reading that write-up about like turkeys dusting. I had just seen 3 hens dusting. Yeah. And I'm like, I wonder if they like I would do that for bugs, is what I thought. And I'm reading on that. I'm like, wow, it's kind of like cool. I could just observe this and like getting to read. Oh, there's interesting stuff.
Yeah, there's a lot of interesting stuff.
Cool fan shares, a lot of kid promoted stuff, like people taking their kids out. And it's just a good spot. It's a healthy place to be for a hunter.
Yep. You don't have to be worried about getting, shut down by social media.
Well, that's what annoys me so much, man. Like you go on Facebook and you have all these hunters, for lack of a better term, just bitching about social media. Like we can post podcast clips on TikTok. That's it. We can't post any antlers. We can't post guns. Can't post kill shots. Nothing. I don't think Drury Outdoors has a TikTok anymore.
I don't think
because
so.
I know Taylor had it and blew up on there and then got robbed pretty much.
Yeah.
You're not going to have that on DeerCast.
No.
So while you're all complaining about all of this, there's a place for you.
Exactly.
Already set up, and we're all there.
Yep.
And you don't see any arguing in the comments on DeerCast.
Everything's positive.
That's the thing. It's the most positive platform in the game.
Yep.
And and even if you're not big into, I don't want technology to help where I hunt, the mapping, helping you measure your food plots, and even if you're just using it as your weather tool, it is.
And the radar,
so accurate.
the radar on it, like I'll pull it up at work, and the radar, they're like, "What radar is that?" Because it's better than anything else. They're like, "Well, it's on DeerCast."
My favorite thing, I mean, there's a lot of favorite things. I guess my most noted thing as of recent is how updated the maps are. So on one piece of property, you can actually see, this is how updated it is. You can see the path I drove my 4-wheeler in to recover the buck after I'd shot him because of DeerCast. You can literally see where I drove in, load him up, turn around, and drove out.
That's interesting because like on my property, I cleared out a place to put a cabin, and I had all of the apps at the time. This was right when DeerCast was coming out, and we had the test version. The first map to show the land I cleared out
was
DeerCast.
Dude, it's I don't know what they got going on. I don't know like if Mark and Tara involved the Illuminati and they have all this new drone mapping.
They hired Elon Musk satellites to take pictures.
They got Tesla drones and satellite imagery from Starlink.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah, it's good, man. So the shameless promotion, but it's just real.
Yeah.
It'd be hard to talk about it organically like that if we didn't use it.
Oh, I love it. It's great.
Yeah. Dude, this is a fun podcast.
It's fun.
Lot to tap in. I appreciate the hell out of you guys for coming in and doing this. It's just awesome.
This was fun. First podcast, and I think I did pretty good.
You killed it.
I'm not biased or anything, but
I'm pretty good.
Pat myself on the back.
No, dude, you killed it. It was good. It's fun, man. It's just talking hunting.
Yeah.
We
all love hunting.
And dude,
and I didn't realize, like, you don't think about it. Like you were saying, like, how often do you actually just sit and talk? No distractions. We're not watching TV. We're not looking at our phones. We're just talking.
Just us in here. Yeah. It's literally the three of us in our building right now. The boys are going to show up. We're going to have some more fun tonight. But like, it's just it's a way to really like know people, and we're fortunate like with what we do. Like I'm more solo on the DeerCast series. It's more just because everybody's schedule. Like if Eric could be here every day, which he will be soon, God willing, he'll be on this series every time with me too, Yeah. But like, it's just so good. And it's like, it's how we get to know people so well. Like we know more people in the industry better than I'd say a lot of guys do because of what our content is, we're actually sitting and then I feel like maybe more podcasts are getting better at it in the hunting game, but we're actually like just going for it and just having the conversation, like we went over a few things we wanted to talk about, but I know I asked you questions you didn't expect I was going to ask you.
Oh, no.
You know what I mean? So
that's good.
That's what's fun about it.
It's fun about it. There's no hot seat.
It's great. Well, you guys are killing it, man. Where can people find you?
Instagram is just Cody Sirek _ Drury Outdoors. Sirek.
Yeah, no H in there.
No H in there. Yeah.
Critical Mass on the Outdoor Channel, Tuesday nights, 9:30, starting in beginning of July. And also Instagram, Brian Wiese _ Drury Outdoors.
Appreciate you guys a ton.
Thank you.
You can find them in DeerCast as well as you can find us and this podcast. DeerCast, Working Class on DeerCast. Get on there. If you're not subscribed to DeerCast, get in the description of this episode. We have a code for you. You can save some money. Do yourself a damn favor and join us in a deer hunters community. We're there. We're waiting for you. You know what to do. Go shoot a giant. We love you guys. Peace.